Okay, and I am live here in Tampa, Florida. It's been a long time since I've seen you guys here on YouTube. I originally was going to upload a video kind of covering the topics I'm going to be talking about in the stream, but instead I figured I would combine a workout, with the video. So plus that way you guys can interact with me, maybe ask some questions, give me your comments. So it has been a long time. First of all, thank you everybody for subscribing. Well over 1,000 subs now. So thanks for sharing the content. Thanks for subscribing. I'm glad you guys are liking the content. Of course, it has slowed down. I have not uploaded in just over a month now. And it's just a combination of factors. I haven't been feeling very creative lately. I have a lot of ideas for video topics. It's just, I can't even start shooting if I'm not even feeling inspired. So hopefully I have some content, some original content up here relatively soon. So I'm going to start my workout today. I'm doing some overhead press. And I'm going to be talking about why I'm not the leanest or the strongest person on the planet. I get a lot of comments. Probably one of the most common negative comments that I get on my channel is like, what are you even doing giving strength training advice when you're not even that strong or that competitive or that lean? So I'm just going to be kind of talking about why that's the case. So I'm going to start warming up. I'm going to hit some overhead press. Feel free to talk in the chat. All right. Get all my compression gear on. So yeah, it's been a little while since I've uploaded or gone live. Honestly, it's just I haven't been. I got to be honest. I just haven't been as motivated. I have a lot of people that I'm training right now offline, but I have a lot of free time too. So it's not even really an excuse. To be honest, I would say following, news coverage and trying to see what's going on. From both points of view. I always look at both sides. And it's just been kind of stressful, just the entire COVID and everything, the entire aftermath. So I haven't been feeling as creative. But I've got a lot of topics planned, got a lot of videos on the way. It's just, there's been plenty of times in the last month since I've last uploaded where I have a topic, I know what I'm going to talk about, and, I get the camera ready, mic fired on, and I'm just not feeling it. And I'm, if you followed this channel for a while, you may not think that I put out good content or whatever, but I at least like to put up content that I'm proud of. And, if I'm just not feeling inspired, if I'm not feeling funny, especially if it's the kind of video where I'm trying to make you laugh, if I'm not feeling humorous, like I can't force it. So I apologize, but I will have some more content very soon. I just need to get motivated again. It's been very demotivating. And also, I guess a side note, I probably should have linked it in the description. But I've been doing live streams on DLive, which is very similar to like Twitch, like a video game streaming platform, just a lot less moderated, which is what I just personally prefer. So yeah, you can catch me over there. It's just Bull Strength. If you look me up on Twitch, I've been just streaming the new Command & Conquer remake. I'm just basically, there's no rhyme or reason. If I'm playing a video game, I'll just put it up on DLive and And yeah, if you want to come over there and hang out, that would be cool, because most people on DLive don't even talk to me. Yeah, I'm not even going to listen to music today. DLive is a very quiet platform. It's very, very passive. The chat is not very active. And because it's unmoderated, the chat can be, let's just say, a lot worse than YouTube. Okay. I'm going to warm up to my working weight. So I'm going to do a heavy single. I'm going to do a kind of a Bulgarian style ramp up today. And then I'm going to back off and do a little volume training. Basically, I've been rebuilding lately. I've been running a bunch of basically hypertrophy group classes through YouTube. If you want to follow those, Patreon and Subscribestar are in the description. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern, I do a live workout. Basically, I do my workout, and then I have a workout for you guys to do from home. If you got like dumbbells or kettlebells, definitely check that out. Sorry, gotta load up some weights here. Few more reps. So if you don't know what I mean by a Bulgarian style ramp up, basically means I work up to a heavy single, a heavy 1 rep minimum is what they call it. Basically a single that's relatively easy, but still heavy. And then that way your tendons and your muscles are kind of super compensated for that heavier weight. Then you back off and do some working sets. So that's the strategy. I want to see how heavy I can get without it being like a 1 rep max. I don't want like a grinder. Although that does happen sometimes. All right, I'm going to get some elbow wraps on today, since I am kind of maxing out, hitting some heavier weight. All right. I guess once we get some more people in the chat, I'll actually address the topic of the video, which is why am I not super competitive? I basically keep getting these comments on the channel. You know, for the most part, you guys are very positive. I don't get a lot of negative feedback. Obviously, unless I say something really controversial, like if I'm talking shit about the lockdowns, or if I'm talking shit about Donald Trump Jr., or talking shit about, censorship, or if I'm supporting Colin Kaepernick or Alex Jones. Being in this, everybody's got their guns trained on you, because I'm sure to have pissed off somebody. Unless you are also not partisan, then you have been absolutely pissed off at something that I posted. So that's just how I am. All right. This is 155. I'm going to try to hit this one for a single. I'm going to hit this one for a single, and then we're going to keep ramping up. All right. Still feels pretty easy. I'm sort of in a rebuilding phase right now. I have not been super focused on strength training, especially with the group classes that I've been hosting through Patreon. That has changed recently. I was doing the hypertrophy workouts with you. Now I'm kind of doing my strength workouts while I give you a workout to do from home. The only reason why I'm streaming publicly on YouTube right now is my group members couldn't attend today. So I basically just sent them the workout, and they're going to do it on their own. So I figured this is a good opportunity to get on live stream and talk to you guys. It's been a long time. There's probably not going to be too many of you. I didn't promote this through Instagram, obviously not through Facebook, since my account is banned. They're really dropping the hammer on people. All right, let's see where we're at. We've got 115, 65, 185 is the magic number. It should still be a relatively easy single. I know it lost some strength, but not that much. All right. All right, so we got 185 on the bar. Easy. A little slow. We're slowing down. I guess I'll try 205. See if we can get that. And then I will be dropping off, doing some volume sets. Let's see what I'm doing. If you guys have any questions about what I've been doing to maintain, or you just want to generally talk shit in the chat, feel free. All right, so we did 145, 45. So that means I'm going to go for 170 for a 5x5 after I hit my minimum. All right. Get my belt on. All right. Let's see if I'm still strong enough to press my body weight. I certainly hope so. I don't know if you guys saw, but the 1 rep max video that I put up a couple months ago, I got 240 overhead. That was at the top of my last bulk. So I've been cutting and maintaining basically since then. Cut about 25 pounds. And yeah, just wanted to get a little leaner. All right, 205. It's going up easy. Lightweight. Come on. Just 205. Easy weight. All right. That is definitely where I'm stopping today. So now we're going to hit some drop-off sets, do some 5x5s. Get my trusty timer on standby. Then we can start talking a little bit about the actual topic of this video. Why I am not competitive. All right, so it's 205 for a single. I'm going to take 30 pounds off. Like I said, we'll do 175. All right. $165. Man, it is hot as shit. It was cool for a minute. Freaking sun came back out. Got the right weight. We'll get a little rag here. One of those summer days in Florida where we just got a shitload of rain and now the sun is just blazing. All right, here's my 175. So I'm gonna knock out this set, and then we'll do a little hanging out, like I promised. All right, let's get 5. Is the lighting even good? Could be a ghost. And whatever. The lighting in here just sucks. Guess we'll just work with that. All right. Working set. Five. Let's get it. Nice and easy. Literal oof. All right. Not bad. So I can still hit my body weight for a single overhead. Strict. And now I'm gonna do my 5x5 with 175. So the topic of this video. So generally, first of all, I want to say thank you to everyone that subscribed. I'm up over 1,000 now. You guys are freaking awesome. I really appreciate it. And I've gotten really nothing but positive feedback from you guys. It's mostly good vibes. But like I said, I've ruffled some feathers. I kind of steer more towards the center. So when I do tend to get political, you know, everybody's in danger. If you're a partisan, you're going to get triggered by something. But overall, I've had nothing but positivity from you guys. And the very few negative comments is what we're going to actually talk about today. So people commenting saying, I'm fluffy, I'm not very lean, I don't look very strong. For example, on the video, which actually brought in a lot of subscribers, which is the one about doing ammonia, somebody commented, and I quote, I mean this with love. You're not a top strongman. You're not a top athlete. There's no reason for this. No one in your gym uses this, and you're like the average size guy. I mean, I'm the only one in my gym, but okay. I'm just confused. Why even do something like this if you literally don't need it at all? So obviously, I'm not sitting in here huffing ammonia constantly. It's not something that I even really use. The ammonia that I used in that video is expired. It doesn't even smell like anything anymore, and I have not bought new ammonia. It's not something that is a core part of my training. But anyway, I do compete in local competitions, and he's right. I'm not a world-class athlete. I'm not a top strongman. I'm not even barely a strongman. I mean, really, the Strength Camp Challenge, you could argue that wasn't even really a strongman competition. Even though it was sanctioned by a strongman federation, that was mostly a powerlifting meet. It was like powerlifting with some farmer's walks and Atlas stones. So even calling me a strongman in the first place is a little questionable. So yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of the logical fallacy arguments that people make about basically appealing to authority, saying that I'm not qualified, and I'm not the most qualified. I'm not Lane Norton. I don't have a PhD. I'm not super qualified. I've been through nutrition classes in college. I basically have a degree in business. I could have a degree in business. I could have a degree on the exercise side too. On the exercise side too. I decided to get a liberal arts degree. Right, looks like shit on paper, but I spend the entire time learning about business, learning about nutrition, and about fitness. So I went to college with the intention of just learning about my craft and absolutely nothing else. So yeah, I don't have the big, strength and conditioning certifications or, kinesiology or exercise science degree. And I'm not a top level competitor. I'm not a super top level competitive athlete. I'm not nationally competitive. I'm not internationally competitive. I'm barely locally competitive. Every once in a while I'll compete, but I'm going to get into the reasons why. It's not so I can be the best. Okay, a lot of people expect, like, if you have a YouTube channel, you should be the best in your field. You should be the most qualified person. And it's just simply not true. Everybody's input is valid. If you bring something to the table, no matter what your background is, I feel like it's valid. Now, obviously, your Brian Shaws and your Hat Thors are going to be, giving out professional level strongman advice. Me, I'm not. I'm going to be giving entry level strength training advice because I basically have only competed at a sort of an intermediate level. So I'm not going to pretend like I am, even like an Alan Thrall type dude. Where I don't really know Alan Thrall's qualifications or certifications or what qualifies him to be a coach, but he's certainly a lot more competitive than me. He cares a lot more about the sport than I do, in general. So we'll keep riffing on that here in a second. Send it 5 more. All right, 2 sets down. 3 to go. Yeah, so the appeal to authority is just bullshit. I mean, if that were the case, nobody would have any respect for Bill Nye, who has like a bachelor's degree in engineering. He's barely a science guy. But the dude knows his shit. He's very passionate about it, right? Very well researched. He's surrounded himself with people that know what they're talking about. And he just kind of absorbed it through osmosis. Even though on paper, Bill Nye is very far from being a very qualified scientist, it's his passion. It's the amount of elbow grease that he puts in to get enough knowledge to actually be an authority on the subject, despite not having the doctor in front of his name. Very true. Who's that? Clemsa? Clemsa, welcome. I've not don't believe we've ever spoken. That's a very good point, though. You make a very valid point there. Yeah, a lot of so-called professionals aren't very qualified. And actually, on paper, what's hilarious is Dolph Lundgren, the guy who played Ivan Drago in Rocky IV. Dolph Lundgren is technically a more qualified scientist than Bill Nye. Dolph Lundgren has a master's in some kind of science. I forget. He has multiple. I'm pretty sure he has like 2 different master's degrees in really difficult science disciplines. So technically, on paper, Dolph Lundgren is more of a science guy than Bill. So, but I mean, obviously he's not, right? It's not his passion. His passion is, playing macho characters that pretend to kill people. But anyway, yeah. So the appeal to authority is bullshit. I mean, if you want to come to my channel and tell me I'm puffy or I'm fat or I'm not strong enough, that's fine. It's just going to roll right off me, just like all the are going to bother me with that. And actually, when it comes to dislikes, I appreciate that because what you're doing is pushing me up in the algorithm. So yeah, it's a win-win. If you don't like my content, be sure to leave a dislike because you're telling YouTube that it's a controversial video and that more eyeballs should be on it. So yeah, so let's continue. Let's see what else I got here. So why do I compete? Why do I like strength training, especially so much to have this channel and, talk about it like it's my passion. I mean, I own Bull Strength, right? I do nothing but train people in strength training pretty much all day, which is why I haven't been making a lot of videos. So why do I even bother competing? I mean, for one, obviously, it's like a resume kind of thing. It qualifies me if I'm competing in pretty much any sport. People look for that in a personal trainer. They want to see that you're out there getting it, that you at least have some kind of competitive spirit. So that's one major reason is basically to have a notch on my belt. It's not out of a passion for becoming the strongest person alive. It's more than anything else, it's about challenging myself. It gives me long-term goals to reach for, right? So if I have a competition that I'm hyper-focused on, I'm putting all my effort into it, then it's giving me passion. It's giving me fire. It's giving me an excuse to get in the gym and to want to get stronger and to train as hard as I can, right? Yeah, the prize is a shiny piece of plastic that will sit on my shelf and collect dust with the other shiny pieces of plastic. But achieving the shiny piece of plastic is not the goal. It's to hold my feet to the fire. It's to give me long-term goals, right? Like when I approach a competition, it's not about beating the guy next to me. It's not about winning. It's about doing better than I did last time, right? So setting a new deadlift record or a bench press record or whatever the case is. It's about, seeing my strength, seeing the effort that I put into this, seeing it quantified, right? Seeing the fruits of my labor. That is the reason why I compete more than anything else. Like I said, I don't look at the competition. I don't care about the competition. I'm not looking at their numbers, trying to beat them. I compete casually. I compete locally and I compete casually. I like the sport. That's one of the main reasons why. I just love powerlifting and I love strongman. I like the sport. I like the competitors. It's a very friendly environment. There's really nothing but encouragement in the strength training realm. So, and like I said, I like being able to see quantifiable progress, right? Like, okay, my deadlift went up by X amount of pounds. This is working, right? So it's all about me. It's all about competing against myself. I'm not out there to be local or, not even locally the strongest person, let alone nationally or internationally. I compete for myself. I enjoy the sport. It gives me something to look forward to. I love the strength training community. It's not as competitive as you would think. It's actually very friendly, despite like the drama between, like Hafthor and Eddie Hall and stuff like that. For the most part, there's none of that kind of drama in strength sports. So yeah, it gives me something to reach for. Let's see what else. Sorry, went over that. Like I said, I was going to turn this into this was originally going to be a video, I recorded an entire video. I just hadn't actually started editing it. And then I just decided, you know what, we'll just talk about this on stream so that we can be a little more interactive. Obviously, it's Wednesday. It's the middle of the day, so not a lot of people are going to be tuning in. But I'll do a better job of giving you guys a heads up next time. I didn't share this anywhere. I didn't share it to my Instagram. I deleted Instagram from my phone, so I don't even have Instagram. I don't have any Facebook services anymore, except for my business page, which is down in the description. You can follow that if you want, but I got my personal account banned, or not banned, hacked. It got hacked and deleted, and I have no desire to fight it or try to bring it back. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of social media. I'm sick of people's idiot opinions. There's just so much ignorance and just blind hatred. And I had enough of it. When I got my Facebook hacked, at first I was kind of sad. But very quickly, I realized that it was for the better. It was a positive thing. I'm not getting angry and worked up over a bunch of people's shitty opinions anymore. So I don't miss it, and I'm not going to bring it back. So exactly. Imagine still using Facebook. It's a piece of shit. And honestly, so is Instagram. All Instagram is just a big show and tell. There's nothing special about it. It's just the modern day photo bucket with a show and tell element to it. All right, I'm going to hit 5 more reps, and then I'll be right back. All right, so that's 3 sets down. 3 sets down and 2 to go. So I'm doing 5x5 with 175 after hitting a 205 single, in case you're wondering. So anyway, back to the topic at hand. So not being the strongest person in the world and having people pointed out to me in comments. So yeah, I'm not the best lifter that ever lived, but it does not mean that I'm not qualified to give my opinion, to give advice even, right? Like I just said earlier with the Bill Nye analogy, your credentials can be outweighed by your passion. I believe if your heart is truly all in with a craft and you give it everything, if you're putting in the elbow grease, you can turn yourself into an authority, right? That's what Bill Nye did with his, bachelor's degree in engineering. He's now one of the most qualified scientists to basically talk on anything. And that's rooted in passion. Has nothing to do with his degree. Right? I'm not the strongest guy in the world. I never will be. I'm not trying to be. I'm too old for that shit anyway. People close to me know that my birthday is coming up really soon. I'm 35, so I'm about to be 36. I'm not going to be the world's strongest man. I'm not going to be on ESPN, or I'm not even going to win a state competition, let alone, I've won some local ones, but it's not because I was even trying. Like I said, I compete for myself. I'm beating my own numbers. I'm trying to get better. Let's see. Yeah, so if you want that top level, like if you're trying to be the world's strongest man or the world's strongest woman, or whatever, you're going to go to a world's strongest man competitor and see what they're doing and try to emulate that. You wouldn't come to me for that type of advice, right? I wouldn't even feel comfortable coaching somebody if they came to me saying they wanted to be a national level competitor. I'd be like, look over here, my friend Joe, or, go take a trip down to strength camp or something and talk to these people that are way more qualified than me. I train entry level lifters, and that's pretty much that. I'm not here to to become or train the world's strongest man. And I'm not here to compete in bodybuilding either. So to address all the fluffy comments and, oh, you're too fat to be qualified to talk about strength training. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So talking about that, we'll circle right into that. Why do I carry more body fat? Why am I not super lean? Why don't I look like athlete X? Doing the research, gaining the knowledge, having a passion for what you do is the challenge. Sharing that with others is a gift. Thank you. I appreciate that, Chrissy 554. Exactly, right. Having a passion, acquiring the knowledge. And if you're passionate enough, the passion can outweigh your qualifications. I mean, you have to be qualified in some way. You have to have some kind of education, but yeah, it's really more about elbow grease than anything else. So yeah, I'm fat. I'm a fat person. And a lot of people, my trainees laugh when I bring that up, that people comment that on YouTube. Because I mean, in person, I don't know, maybe the camera makes me look fat or something, but I'm certainly not fat. I have visible abs. Like, I'm definitely not fat looking. It's just a common comment that I get. Why is your body fat so high? And that circles back to my philosophy behind becoming the strongest person. I don't want to be the leanest person on the planet. I'm not a competitive bodybuilder, not Phil Heath. I'm not any of these guys, right? I'm not Brian Shaw or, whatever. I'm not a bodybuilder in general, not even a low-level bodybuilder. So I don't care about walking at a low body fat percentage. As long as I look good to myself, when I look in the mirror, if I think that I look good, then I don't have to look any better than that because I'm satisfied, right? So, yeah, my body fat, when I'm about to compete, my body fat can be, up to about 20%, close to 20%. And then at the very bottom of my cuts, I'm typically around 11, somewhere between 11 and 13% at my most leanest, right? Okay. Now, most people would look at 11, 13, 14, 15%. They would see visible abs and be like, wow, that person is healthy. They're in good shape. But I think, because it's social media, it's YouTube, people kind of expect you to look freaking ripped all the time. It's just not. No, yeah, and that's why I'm making this video, Chrissy, is that it is a common thing that I get. People say you're not strong enough. You shouldn't be talking about strength training. What's even the point in doing X, Y, and Z when you're not the strongest person in the world? It's just ridiculousness. So that's kind of why we're doing this live stream right now. Answers is yes, pretty much. Answering the critics. Well, answering some of them. Like I said, I get a lot of hate for my semi-political content too. So, all right, I'm gonna get five more reps, and then I just got one more set. One more. Okay. Yeah, so I'm happy at 11 to 20% body fat. I'm happy because I look good. In my opinion, I'm not trying to be egotistical, but I put in hard work to look the way I look. But it's not so hard that I'm torturing myself, right? Like these bodybuilders that eat chicken and rice and broccoli 5 times a day, that's a recipe for making myself go insane. So yeah, I eat the foods that I like. I eat healthy. I get my fruits, my vegetables, my beans, legumes, whatever. but I don't eat chicken, rice, and broccoli 5 times a day just to get down to 6 or 7%, just so I can look more ripped. To me, it matters more how I feel than how I look, right? How I look is important because it is a reflection of my health. And it's, a reflection that all of my trainees are seeing too. They are obviously not going to train with a slob. But yeah, for me, I prioritize sanity over, just eating the same shit 5 times a day. I'm not knocking bodybuilders or anything too. I have all the respect in the world for somebody that's willing to put themselves through that. I'm just personally not willing to put my body through that. So I'm not ever going to be the leanest guy on YouTube, nor will I ever be the strongest guy on YouTube. I'm just here for myself and to help you, of course. So why else? Why else do I lift? So obviously I'm about to turn 36, right? I'm aging. I'm still young. I know I'm still young, but I'm aging, right? Middle age is approaching. I'm about to be in my 40s. I'm about to be in my 50s. These years are now kind of on the horizon. I can see them coming, right? So now that I'm young, right? I've been lifting since 2011. I had like a 2-year break in between being in the military and then getting back in shape. But anyway, I am lifting for longevity, right? I'm building bone density, right? Because as you age, you start to lose bone mass, you start to lose muscle mass, your tendons get weaker, all of your connective tissue gets weaker. So if you spend the time as a young person building bone density, building muscle mass, ensuring that your connective tissue is not compromised, making sure you have good posture and all that stuff. If you can facilitate those things as a young person, then as you age, it's going to be more graceful. The worry of slipping and easily breaking a bone is not going to be as much of a concern for somebody that's been doing strength training basically their entire life. So that's a major, major reason, is preparing my body for aging. Aging is inevitable. We're all going to go through it. And I personally would rather just do it as gracefully as possible. So that is a major, major reason why I lift and why I give advice. I've done videos talking about how you're not old when you're in your 30s and stuff like that. I'm talking to the people my age that have given up. There's a lot of people in their 30s that just don't think that their health is important, and they're always bitching about their lower back, or this hurts, that hurts, I don't feel like doing this or that. But that's the reason why you're in so much pain, because you're not willing to put in the work. Humans are meant to move. Humans are meant to challenge themselves. So if you're sitting around all the time and you're just sedentary, you're not going to age very gracefully. You're going to age very painfully. You're going to be much more prone to anxiety and depression and dementia even, especially like dementia is very closely related to diet. If you don't have good nutrient variety and you're not getting the right nutrients in general, including the macronutrients, you're going to be setting yourself up for Alzheimer's or for some other brain degeneration. And then, like I said, muscular and connective tissue and bone degeneration is also a thing as you age. So why not do everything I can to prevent it and to give you the advice that you're going to need to also prevent it, right? With lifting also comes an overall better quality of life, right? You're going to have a better mood. Your endorphins are going to be kicking. You're going to feel accomplished, especially like if you're going for something challenging, you set a goal for yourself and you achieve it, you're giving yourself a legitimate dopamine high, right? A dopamine rush. You've accomplished something. Your reward centers are firing off in your brain. So you're going to have a better mood, right? And then, of course, with the better quality of life comes more confidence. If you're in better shape, if you feel like you can handle yourself in a fight or whatever, you're going to go through life being more confident. So these things are all very important to me. And of course, life is just generally more easy when you're strong. You know, I have no problem lifting a couch or moving a refrigerator, you know, pushing somebody's car that's stuck in the street. It generally makes everything in life a little bit easier. So to me, it's like, if I can suck it up, or, you know, I enjoy strength training, but you at home, if you can just suck up doing 3 or 4 hours per week, it's just going to improve every facet of your life. It's totally worth it. So, all right, I've been rambling for a while. I need to hit this last set. One more. Come on. Ooh. Woo. All right. 5 sets of 5. I'm going to do some rows. Let's go ahead and lower this. Whew. All right. Almost done. I have a client coming in about 25 minutes. I don't know if Remy is one of the people watching right now, but whew. So yeah, I would say the main reasons why I compete, why I lift, to improve quality of life, more confidence, more aesthetics, preparing myself for old age, giving myself long-term goals to reach for. There's the short of it. So, is what it is. And yeah, I mean, like I said, haters, you don't bother me. If you're commenting some bullshit, it doesn't bother me. I didn't make this video because I was bothered. I made this video mostly, I don't even know. Maybe I was a little bothered. But like I said, my friends, my family, my trainees, everybody kind of thinks it's ridiculous when I bring it up to them that people talk this kind of shit on the internet. But it is what it is. It's the internet. People are mostly anonymous, so they feel comfortable saying things that they wouldn't say face-to-face with somebody. So who knows? It's just something that, like I said, I don't normally get negative comments, but when I do, it tends to be talking about how I'm fat, how I'm fluffy, how I'm puffy. I've had comments about me being too white. And that kind of stuff doesn't bother me, like I said. But I don't know, I just figured I'd talk about it, right? You know, if you were ever wondering why I'm not on ESPN or why I'm not competing at a national level, there's your reason. I like competing casually for the reasons that I've listed. So take it or leave it. All right, I'm going to do some underhand rows, some Yates rows. Did you have a question there, Chrissy? I'm going to do some supinated barbell rows, 175. Get up to about 12. Love me some Yates rows. Do you have a question? What's the question mark? What's that mean? Yeah, not the leanest, not the strongest, but I'm here to stay. I'm going to keep making videos. And like I said, it's been mostly positive feedback. Oh, look how fat I am. Gross. It's probably kids, probably trolls, who knows. She is okay. All right. So, do any of you have any questions? Not yet. Any interaction? I pretty much got through everything I wanted to talk about. Why I do what I do, and why I'm not the strongest person on the planet, but yet still have a YouTube channel. All right, let's do another set of underhand rows. We did 12 more. Make sure I annotate this. Because what's the point in training if you're not writing shit down? How many times have I said that? I said that I got back into strength training back in 2011. I've been logging my shit since 2011. The coach that I had a powerlifting coach back then when I was kind of interested in competing but hadn't done it yet. And that was something he pushed on me all the time. His name was Brett Davis, very good guy. Grew up in the Baltimore area, definitely look him up. He's a great coach. But that's one of the things that he hounded on me for. Every time we would meet in the gym, he'd be like, "Where's your notebook? Why aren't you writing shit down?" And I was like, yeah, whatever. I just kind of like blew it off for a little while. And then I just started doing it for the hell of it because he wouldn't stop pressuring me. And then, believe me, it's very, very, very beneficial. Being able to go back and see what you did, over a very long timeline, it makes programming a lot more easy. You see what you're capable of. You're never questioning whether you can do X, Y, or Z because you've already done it. It's already logged. It's in history. You've got it there for reference. So I know it's one of the things I talk about the most ad nauseum on this channel, but I can't stress enough how important it is to log everything that you do. See, it looks like my next client is outside. I don't know if he's watching right now. Usually he gets here early and just kind of hangs out. So we'll work out for a little bit. Then I gotta get back to work. I will have some content up. I promise. I have multiple videos planned, lots of ideas. It's just time. Like my Friday schedule, I'm pretty much booked from 10 a.m. all the way to 8 p.m. I mean, I don't get any breathing room at all. So, haven't had as much time to shoot. But don't think I forgot about you guys, though. Like, I really regret not being able to upload as much. Especially now I got 1,000 subs. Like, come on. Appreciate it, Clemson. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more, be sure to sub. I used to do these streams a lot more often. If I get enough people in the chat, I might do it a little more frequent. So, like I said, if you want to watch video game type stuff, I also stream on DLive. It's just look up Full Strength on DLive. Right now, I'm just playing the remastered Command & Conquer. Whatever nerdy shit that I'm into. A lot of times I'll just kind of stream it on DLive, sit back, do some gaming, talk to you through the camera, kind of like this. And all right, I'm going to do another set. All right. Just going to do one more. Yeah, so DLive, if you want to see video game streams, you can go over there. I don't really talk about anything fitness related whatsoever on DLive, so I mean, unless you really want to. You can also support me through Patreon or Subscribestar. The middle tier, if you get into the middle tier, you'll be qualified for the weekly group classes. I do group classes twice a week. Basically, I'm doing my strength training workout, and then I'll have a home workout, typically with dumbbells, for you to do from home while I'm basically doing strength training for myself here. So if you're interested in that, if you'd like to support the channel, check out the links in the description. I appreciate the positive feedback from you guys. Also, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like on the video, that way more people see it potentially. And I just got one more set. I'm going to have to start cleaning up. It's a good workout today. Slowly building up to where I was. Obviously, there's not going to be any competitions anytime soon. Looks like there probably is going to be more lockdowns. Okay. If you saw the last video that I uploaded, then you probably know how I feel about that. If you do happen to check it out, please leave it a like. It's been catching some dislikes lately, which is fine. Like I said, that shit doesn't bother me. And it thumbs down pushes me up. So it's a win-win. Oh, shit. Little live stream blooper kicking over the fan. All right. So once again, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Appreciate you for subscribing, following me, supporting me. Like I said, if you want to support me financially, you can do it through Patreon and Subscribestar. That's pretty much all I got. Up on the website, I've got a free strength training routine, a 5x5 routine, if you're interested in that. And then also Patreon, Subscribestar. If you do subscribe, not only do you get the first 27 group classes, you also have access to a bunch of training programs. So look into that if you're interested. Once again, I appreciate you for tuning in and hanging out with me. And maybe we'll do another one of these in the near future. So I appreciate you. Hope I got my point across in the video. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.